The Song of Songs is one of the books of the Old Testament. It has 8 chapters and is a collection of poems that explores love and sexual desires. It is literature in the wisdom and tradition of Solomon. Our Christian tradition uses this book as an allegory of God's love for His people. In verses 1 to 4, the symbolism of separation and loss, reunion and intimacy reflect our relationship with God. The bride seeking her husband is similar to us seeking God. We must remember, though, that God sought us out first. In His love for us, He sent Christ into the world to show us what love can achieve. The story of Mary Magdalene being the first to find the risen Christ in today's Gospel reminds us how He first showed Mary Magdalene His mercy and compassion that led to her conversion. The power and intensity of love is highlighted in the last part of the book. Close your heart to every love but mine. Hold no one in your arms but me. Love is as powerful as death. Passion is as strong as death itself. It bursts into flame and burns like a raging fire. Water cannot put it out, no flood can drown it. But if any try to buy love with their wealth, contempt is all they would get. It is a beautiful ode to the life-giving nature of committed love in marriage. But love can turn sour if abused. Its destructive tendency will reverberate around if mercy and compassion are not restored. And this is where God's intervention is needed. While love in marriage is a gift from God, to have Him at the center of the marital relationship must be desired. For while He is the architect of our marriages, we must be the ones to construct it for it to become a sanctuary of life-giving love. If we allow God's grace to flow constantly in our relationship as husband and wife, it can be a powerful instrument of change to make the world attuned to and return to God, beginning with ourselves and then our children. Zig Ziglar, a motivational speaker, says this: "I have no way of knowing whether or not you married the wrong person, but I do know that if you treat the wrong person like the right person, you could well end up having married the right person after all. It is far more important to be the right kind of person than it is to marry the right person. Ask God to right you so that you will be the right person your spouse married."
Hello, my dear brothers and sisters. I am Arnel Sacris, and this is my wife,
Neneng.
and we are members of CFC Cebu. We just wanted to share with you of how amazing our God works in the lives of His people, especially married people. Neneng and I do believe that marriage is God's masterpiece. We believe that He is the creator, the great designer, and the grand architect of marriage.
I believe that God perfectly designed and planned on how Arnel and I came together. Our romantic relationship was no accident. I saw that the hand of God was at work because He is the author who wrote our love story.
Neneng and I never thought that we would be blessed with 5 wonderful kids because when we got together, we started on the wrong foot. I was on drugs and alcohol during my high school days, even until I married Neneng. I was taking engineering while Neneng was taking biology. I was a bad influence on her, which is why we both never finished college. I was the city boy with a bad boy image, while Neneng was more of the provinciana kind of girl, the conservative, the shy type.
I grew up in Zamboanga City while Arnel was born and raised here in Cebu. By land and sea, Zamboanga is about 600 kilometers away from Cebu. And until now, it amazes me how God brought us together. We were from very different cultures with very different dialects. I speak Chavacano while he speaks Cebuano. Arnel is like the north and I'm like the south. We are exact opposite of each other.
In short, our marriage was chaotic and absolute hell. I remembered one preacher once said that the only way for us not to have marriage problems and misunderstanding is to simply follow this verse in the Bible. It's in 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. It says, "It is good for man not to be married." But what about those who are already married, like us? Is it too late? There's more. In 1 Corinthians 7 verse 28, says that those who marry will face many troubles in life. I guess that is what Neneng and I were facing, many troubles. Don't get disappointed because again, God, the author of marriage, did something beautiful. He created couples for Christ. That's the best thing that happened in our marriage, is that God brought us to couples for Christ. Not only that, He also allowed our children to grow in the community, from Kids for Christ to Youth for Christ to Singles for Christ. And we learned in our community that as a couple, Neneng and I should look at each other with only one eye, the positive eye. The negative eye should remain closed, meaning we should focus only on the good things that we do, just as our God looks at our good works and forgive us from our failures.
We have been married for 28 years and 26 years as members of Couples for Christ. Our service to the Lord is our expression of our gratefulness to what He has done, not only in our marriage, but also to our family. 4 of our children graduated with a degree, and our youngest is on his 3rd year of engineering.
So no matter what you are going through in your marriage, your story could be worse than ours, but there's always hope if you let God, the greatest artist, paint your marriage life. He will make your marriage and your family His masterpiece. God bless.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, I entrust my marriage to you. Sustain it so that it will always be life-giving, self-giving, and forgiving. This I pray in Jesus' holy and mighty name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless your families, brothers and sisters. God bless our Catholic faith and Couples for Christ.